intrinsic to, having a physical body is intrinsic to limitlessness.
How so?
Because it houses the possibility of being able to feel. It is the home of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when I was doing the contact work with Ace, and we were touching hands, and there was nothing else. The rest of my body didn't exist. All it was, and I know we call it fingers and hands and fingernails, but it was this, and for me experiencing Ace's hands was a rough terrain. It was crevices and secrets and overflowing. You know, it was a landscape that had a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And in that experience, it was a terrain of sensation and feeling. But there was nothing else there. I wasn't a whole form sitting opposite somebody else. I became the experience of sensation because I have the ability to feel. And I remember last year in the workshop, Fred and I spoke about the possibility of experiencing deep emotion but staying connected to not just the physical, not just the feeling of the emotion, but the physical aspect of the body simultaneously. And I remember saying, because Fred invited me to say something in our circle about what I was thinking about with that, and I remember saying, before I was the beginnings of a human, perhaps I was just a feeling. Before I even came into existence, perhaps I was a feeling. And I've thought about that. I've thought about I was a feeling before I was a physical form. And the feeling entered the physical form. And I don't know if, like, that's what you call a soul. I don't know. And I don't really talk too much in those words, but so yeah. There's something about the physical form that creates the possibility for story and experience. But I don't know if it's, I can't personally say that my physical form is I have limits with my physical form, especially with this work. Because in my experience, my physical form houses the possibility to travel way, way beyond, or way. But I feel like that's because I have this at the moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the word consciousness comes to mind. Like when we are doing contact work, it seems like one way to say it might be that we're focusing our consciousness on that which we're focusing on, you know, the feeling of another person's hands, you know, like your awareness. It's like it feels like to get to the point of expansion, you have to kind of go through the needle. You have to focus in a way that eventually opens up to this vastness. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm reading this book right now that talks about consciousness and focus and consciousness.
What's that book?
You use the word feeling, though, in a way that had me thinking about consciousness. It's called The Untethered Soul.
The what soul?
Untethered Soul.
Untethered.
You may have read it, I don't know. It's pretty popular, but I'll show it to you.
I remember a few years ago you said something about and you didn't necessarily use the word internal, but it was in reference to your internal. You used the word wilderness. And I remember that. And I really loved that. Because it's great to know that there are places that are still wild. And I don't mean like wild in the sense of, going wild, freaking out, like, in a way, I mean like when I go to the country and there's a field that has been left to, or there's a mountainside that nobody has cultivated, and there's trees and flowers and animals that can do their thing there. Yeah, and so I love to know that I still exist within my wilderness. And whose dream is this?
Yeah. Should we go?
Thank you. Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you.